Time for 49ers Rush Podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, faithful? It's Monday, but it's such an important Monday after that game that was just so bad. I needed help. And that's why we got the man next to me. Oh, it's mirrored. I got to point this way. Wayne Breed, usually with us on Tuesday, but we got a special John and Wayne show coming for you today. Wayne,
yes,
how's
sir.
life, man? How we doing?
Life is life, man. You know, you could be a winner at the game of life. You got to spin the wheel. Yesterday I spun the wheel and it just wasn't my day. But I tell you what, I'm happy to be here today, John. And let's do this. Let's do this every day this week. Let's have some fun.
I love it. And that's what it's about because we're in football season, okay? Are things going the way we hoped for the 49ers? They're not. We got to make some adjustments for sure, but that's all right because this is where we are. And the 49ers are sitting in a very fortuitous position. I'll use that big word.
Love it. SAT word, guys.
There we go. Because even though they haven't handled business, they have a losing record. Man, they're right on the outskirts of what it takes to get into the playoffs, the dance, and then we can see the magic happen. So the question that we're going to continue to ask today, and get your questions in, go ahead and tag us. We got Clayton, the man behind the scenes. He's getting the work done. The question we're asking today, what should they do now? What should the 49ers do now? We know what they are. We've seen 7 games. And so, Wayne, my question to you to start this show out is, what is your summary? You're a past educator. If you had to have a parent-teacher conference meeting with the 49ers and you had to give an assessment on what the Niners are good at and the things they got to fix, how was that conversation with the 49ers parent? Like, what are the things that stand out to you most? Let's start positive. You always got to start positive. What are some good things?
You start with the positive and you say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. such and such, your child is a wonderful student and they have lots and lots of potential. And I can see them doing this and doing that. But here's some key things that I think that we can work on together as a teacher and as a parent. We can co-educate with your child or with your player. And we got to find a way to figure this stuff out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it has to be that. Okay. With the 49ers, they're not going to get parents involved, but I will say this. There are a lot of positives because you have to see that there's a trajectory and there's something going up. The 49ers find a way to always, what's that saying? I take 2 steps forward,
one step back,
whatever it is, or 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I think that's what it is. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. And that seems to what the 49ers are doing. So if you want to look at some positives, listen, the potential is there, right? Positive number 1, talent. Talent is there. Does the talent always show up when it's supposed to? Nope. And we got to figure out, not us, but the coaches, their job is to figure out how to unlock and unleash the talent, right? They have the talent. The talent isn't the issue. They have guys that can rush for 1,000 yards, pass catchers that can catch for 1,000 yards, a quarterback that can throw for 3,000 plus yards. They have an offensive line that can potentially block if things work right. I think the main issue is Kyle has to simplify something. John, you're a teacher. You're an educator, bro. If your students ain't getting the junk, you might want to change up the teaching method. Just till they get it. I always was taught, go down to their level and bring them up to your level. I think that's because I've worked in the inner city all my life. I think that's what it is. I go get them where they are. I go reach them. I find out, I connect with them. And then I find small ways to bring each individual up because the talent is there. The potential is there. It's not easy making diamonds. But if you got a good diamond maker and a lot of pressure, you could turn them coals into diamonds, bro.
And that's exactly what we saw last year, right? 3-5. It was rough. There was lots of turmoil, losing to bad teams. And sure enough, You go into this same week, the Rams come to town, or actually you go to the Rams town. It's a turnaround week. Philip, I want to say thank you for the gift, but he says, trying to stay positive, but it ain't easy. It's not easy. And there's bad things. So one thing that I think everybody can agree on, you have the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
There are pieces that are there. You've got almost everything. And even I would say the biggest pieces that you're missing, center play, right tackle play, things like that. Guess what? Jake Brindle had the best game of his entire career against the Chiefs. Best game. Right tackle. Yeah, Mike McGlinchey's been awful. You got Daniel Brunskill right there. You've got Jalen Moore. You've got Colton McKivitz. You've got pieces that you can put into place to try to shore that up. And so, yeah, you're right. The pieces are there. The pieces are there. So you again, back to this analogy of talking parent teacher conference. Look, you've got all the answers. You got all the answers. All right. Now I want to turn it back to you, Wayne. You've got all the answers, but what's the big but that you gotta be honest with the parent. You gotta let them know little Johnny's being a turkey in class.
But I love the analogy, John, but I don't see how usually this analogy works. I don't think the analogy is the students. Okay.
It's the parenting.
No. It's the teaching.
Oh,
big difference. See, teachers don't like to be held accountable, and they don't hold themselves accountable because they think they're always right. I'm telling you right now, bro, if Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch sat down and have a conversation and they held up some mirrors, right? They said, look, we're going to do a reflection test. We're going to look at ourselves in the mirror and we're going to see what's changed. Without doing anything, Kyle Shanahan's going to look at himself and say, dang, I'm old. I look old. Like I look like an old dog that's aged like really fast. That right there is letting me know I need to do something different. Some guys might be out of shape when they look in the mirror. And so you notice these changes, but it always starts with the reflection. I see somebody in the chat say we need a bye week. We do need a bye week because we need to regroup. But again, there's a lot of good out there. So I'm not blaming necessarily just the students, because the students do have to execute. The players have to execute, right?
Right.
Because there are plays that are being called, but they're not being executed consistently. And so that takes the teaching to say, hey, man, sometimes you get 1 + 1 right. Sometimes your child gets it right, but then sometimes he just gets it wrong. I don't know if he's distracted. Like there's no distractions. I'm keeping it. I don't know. But I want to figure out how we're going to get him to do it consistently. And that's the issue, I think, with our 49ers. They got to figure out how do we get consistent. You see, Brandon, he says, man, there's way too much talent on this team for us to only be putting up 23 points. You would have thunk that the 49ers, and I know that's not a word, but you would have thunk that they put up at least 30 plus points because they were playing like they were going to score every single time. John, you told me not to watch the game again. I was going to get mad.
I didn't want you getting upset before we went live.
And then you hit me with a live question and tell me how we going to turn around and be good after I just finished watching this game. Man, what an assignment, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I apologize. I do want to say shout out, man. We've got the chat is bumping today. I love it. Jim, he's making a live show. It's 4:30 in China. I freaking love it, man. We've gone international. I haven't either.
We should go. We should take the Rush road trip to China. Doesn't have to do with football. Just has to do with us having a good time and building the community out there in China.
I freaking love it, man. Traveling's my jam. You guys know my jam.
Because I want to eat all around the world.
Look at this. Juan Solis birthdays giveaway. Is it his birthday?
It could be.
Whose birthday is it?
Yours or mine?
Juan, is it your birthday?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my friend. Yeah, let's do a giveaway. But before we do, here's what we're going to do for the giveaway. I already planned this out. Juan, we're always in one accord. He's the best there is. Here we go. I need everybody right now to do me a favor. And if you don't know, now you know. Wayne went through some issues, and we've got a new YouTube channel for the Wayne Breezy. So I just threw it up in the chat. And so you could copy and paste that link in the chat. I just put it up on our banner as well. We need everybody to do this right now. So we are going to be picking once you subscribe. Oh, Juan Solis is 35 today. Congratulations to the man. He's the most positive dude ever. He's going to be partying with us in LA this week. So if you want to meet the happy guy, buy birthday boy a drink, which I will be doing. Come out and party with us in LA. We'll talk about that later. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to copy this link, which is on the screen, and it's in the chat on YouTube, and it's in the description of this video if you're not watching us live. Go subscribe. Once you have subscribed, I need you to put in the comments, subscribed, and we're going to be giving a giveaway once you do that. So go do that right now. Literally copy that link, go subscribe, come back, type subscribed in the chat, and we're going to be doing a giveaway here in about 10 minutes or so. We're going to be giving out a shirt. Wow. We'll be taking care of you. We'll be taking care of you. So we take care of our own. Wayne's brought so much positivity to us, so he got screwed over. Let's try to let's make things right, which is almost exactly like what we're trying to do for the 49ers. Make things right.
And that's a good that right there is now what I want to talk about, right? Because I watched the game. I got upset. I got angry. And I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I didn't watch the game yesterday. I was just looking at the TV, but I literally wasn't watching the game. I was in such distraught that I couldn't really tune in. But I will say this. Here's the good, because you asked me about the good. The good is the 49ers, we know they can run a script. They can run it. It's ran. It's tight. It's zero penalties, and it's usually going to end in points. I don't know if it's 3 points or 7 points, but it's going to end in points. We need them to be 7 points. When you're playing a team like the Chiefs, 3 points, it needs to be 7. Now the 49ers, the good news is they went up 10-0, right? And then stuff started happening. Injuries on defense getting caught, penalties, things like that. And you knew at that moment that it was about to be Patrick Mahomes' time. Like, you knew it. Even after the interception, we got the ball, you knew it was going to be his time. And so the 49ers just still have to figure out ways how to adjust on the fly. And that's not easy to do, but they have to figure it out, because you asked me, what do they need to do next? They need to learn how to adjust on the fly. Here's my question to you, John. We were running the ball successfully.
Yeah.
We had 3 running backs in rotation. And it was dope because they were all CMC, JWJ, and TDP.
I like the initials. Ooh.
I was getting ready to say that the initials were perfect. You know,
dyslexic John Chapman has a problem with that, but it made sense. It came through. I heard it. I felt it. It worked. I just had to unscramble a little bit.
But the running was working, right?
It was.
And then we stopped. Did we get cute? Did we try to play keep up? No, you don't got to do that. The key to that victory, John, was keeping Patrick Mahomes on the sideline, because you knew every single time he got the ball, he was going to either get that ball in the scoring position. And then again, you get beat with your own medicine. A couple of jet sweeps for touchdowns. Like, I'm like, dude, where's that stuff?
Yeah. We didn't run a jet sweep to save our life. I don't know where that went. Coach Cruz, thank you for the gift, man. He says, we spent a lot of resources on special teams, and after this week, we're officially 32nd out of 32nd, according to Pro Football Focus. That needs to get fixed ASAP. Number one, here, very simple fix. You tell Ray McLeod, don't return a damn kickoff from the end zone. 1, you're not getting to the 25. 2, there's penalties. Keep your ass in the end zone. Sit it down. If it's on this is it right here. You can't see both my arms. You do the T. We're not returning it. Okay. Number 2, Robbie Gould, kick it out of the damn end zone. We know you can do it. Don't do that high, short, get cute thing. We suck at kickoff coverage. That fixes
a lot. Field position.
That's like an extra 60 yards a game. We just do those 2 things. Just those 2 things. You're going to be great. It's simple. That's simple. Now, you did get the 1 turnover. Sky Moore fumbled it. Oh, Devin, look at this, man. I love it. I love how
thank you, Devin.
We get our butts kicked, and the generous nature of the community continues to thrive. And I'm very thankful. Thank you, Devin.
And you know why? Because they're faithful.
That's because they're faithful. Can you throw that back up there? I didn't get to read the whole comment. I apologize. I was going on a little thing. If you don't mind throwing that up there. First drinks for Breezy John, beautiful Juan Salas this weekend. Happy birthday, Juan. Dang, that is awesome.
That is
I freaking love it. Man, we're going to bring it up. We might as well talk about it. We're going to be in Los Angeles, baby,
LA,
this weekend, which
City.
I am so excited. We're going to be partying at the Fountain, LA from 3 to 8 p.m., okay? 3 to 8 p.m., we've got DJ, raffles, giveaways, competitions, T-shirts. I just bought 500 more T-shirts this morning, which was way more money than I wanted to spend. I don't think people understand how much it costs to throw these parties.
They don't. They don't. But it's okay.
hard.
As long as
But
the
wonderful news is it brings people together.
It does.
And so Saturday night, that's going to be a blast. We got the tailgate Sunday morning. We're going to be in the Pink Zone Lot P. We get to start an hour early. So 9:30 to 1:30 we'll be there. And if you don't have a ticket to the game, that's okay. We got TV set up for you. You can party with the faithful in the parking lot. Well, we're going to be partying before. We're going to be partying during. We're going to be partying afterwards. All in the parking lot. Going to be incredible. This is going to be one of our biggest parties of the year. Just look for the 49ers Rush Road Trip flag, which I got to get a bunch more of those ordered. That's what I'm going to do after the show. People kept wanting to buy the flags.
I know.
Because we had the nitty-gritty Niners flag next to the 49ers Rush flag. I loved it. And people kept wanting to buy them. And I was like, why? And they're like, I want it in my man cave. And I was like, all right, let's get it done. I need to get some more bought. We need an East Coast viewing party. Hey, New York City, Philly, Boston. If y'all find one, and this always, I put this out there all the time. If you are a chapter president or y'all have a get together, tag me. I will promote that thing. I don't want a penny. I just want people to be together. So if you have one of those viewing parties, you want to host a viewing party, you want people to come party and have some drinks, man, just let me know. We could send people your way. We got people listening in China, for crying out loud. We're going to take care of you guys. Devin, I can get you a Midwest viewing party. I love it. So, all right, let's, I need help here. Okay. Because I don't know how much of this is my own bias. I am not the biggest Mike McGlinchey guy, nor have I been the largest Mike McGlinchey guy. I've gone through some of the film. It's worse than I thought it was, and I thought it was really, really bad. I think there's been I don't know. McGlinchey's had probably about 7 or 8 just terrible games. I remember Arizona last year. You remember J.J. Watt just baptizing him nonstop.
In the funk.
What do we do? What do you do? If you're the 49ers personnel, do you just keep running McGlinchey out there?
You have to. Yeah, I think you have to. He's the most continuity. He has the most continuity of all the offensive linemen. He's the most experienced out there. Unless he's injured and can't play, I think you got to let him go out there. He doesn't get. It's weird because he had his best game last week in Atlanta and he got injured. He was having his best game, going up against those guys. And then these guys, they're bullies. Like Frank Clark. And them dudes, they were waiting they beat up on him in the Super Bowl. They were waiting. I just think he just doesn't match up well against certain defensive ends. I think that's what it is. I mean, I know Trent Williams, he gave up a sack. McGlinchey gave up 2 sacks. Dang.
I don't know about that. Okay. So I don't think Trent Williams had the best game ever. He had that penalty. He got beat around the edge. You cannot hold the ball for 4 seconds in the end zone.
Bro, I was going to ask you how. I was going to ask you because that's the sack on Trent, right?
That's quote unquote. Yeah. You 4 seconds in the end zone. I don't give a damn.
Well, I don't understand. Did Jimmy not see Juice because he was rolling to the right?
I don't know, man.
Where your eyes? Because the guy's right in front of you. Juice was wide open. Juice was the check down. No pun intended. No Juice check down. That was him. It was him. He was right there. And Jimmy just kept rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. And 4 seconds later, he was sacked. You just can't do it. But then you know what? I come back to the coaching. Coach, why would you run that play in the end zone? Why? Why would you have him lined up shotgun in the end zone? Waiting for him to he's not paying attention. He has no field sense of what's going on, and he has to be able to get the ball out. And so that's why I say, coach, reevaluate yourself, eliminate those plays. I would have rather on a 3rd and 9 got 1 yard on a run and punted the ball.
Yep.
But probably John would have got about 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, even 10 yards on the run, because you know what the 49ers were doing well? They were running the damn ball.
Yeah, averaging almost 5 yards per rush. And I think a big reason why I'm struggling. So I watched the game and I'm like, man, okay, the 49ers put up 444 yards total offense. And I'm like, oh, you know what, man, the offense played pretty good. But I started doing my Patreon breakdowns this morning. I started with the 49ers defense because I want to get that out of the way, because I really do think that if this loss is on anybody, it's on the defense. You give up over 500 total yards, 30 second half points, 6 for 9 on third downs. You can go on and on and on. But the thing that I took away most, which had nothing to do with the 49ers, watch it the first half of the defensive breakdown. That's up on Patreon right now if you want to go check it out. And I got pretty hot. I got pretty mad on that. You see Patrick Mahomes' pocket presence. Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. He's number one.
Who did I just say that to? I was watching the film and I said, this is the best. I said, y'all can have y'all Josh Allen's.
Yeah.
Y'all can have y'all whoever this guy.
It's him.
It's him.
We're bringing a 6-man blitz, and he just glides in the pocket, keeps his eyes downfield, doesn't do that happy feet dance, and just calm, chill, throws the ball downfield, easy. Gets through his reads, easy. Knows where everything is, easy. If there's an open receiver, he's freaking finding them. And that's not fair for Jimmy. Like, let's be honest. Jimmy on his best day is not Patrick Mahomes on his worst day. It's just that's just not fair. But you watch it and you're just like, oh, okay, that's what it's supposed to look like, right? Like, we can get into Plato's forms. It's the perfect, replica of what pocket presence looks like. And so watching Patrick Mahomes, who is an ace when it comes to awareness, 99 level Madden rating, best in the NFL. Then you go to Jimmy Garoppolo, who is subpar awareness. It's not good. It's just like, wow, you just see. It's very easy to say, that's it, that isn't it. And I don't put this game necessarily on Jimmy. I don't have a problem if you do. I put it on the defense. I'm a defensive coach. But wow, it's just like, okay, this guy can never be that. He can never do that.
Do you know why everybody? Do you know why? And I'm not. I don't think this game was on Jimmy either. But there was a lot on Jimmy. But you
3
know
turnovers,
why?
safety.
Yeah, he's the quarterback, guys. I mean, he has to. He can't. He's the most inconsistent player on the team. Like, how do you go out? You give everybody hope, and then you come out there and you choke. Like, I don't get it. So look, it's who he is. So me, the type of teacher or coach that I am, I see my deficiencies in my player and I find out how to really let him shine on his strengths. Yeah. And I get it. The defenses are going to end up keying in on that, right? Well, the coach, because if Jimmy doesn't have the cognitive ability of the awareness game, then the coach still has to find a way by running the ball, after the screen game. And we ran screens every play last game. We ran 2 screens in this game, and we ran 50 screens in the last game. What happened to the screens? And yes, Jimmy was lasering them up down the field. He was getting balls to the pass catchers, a couple of drops again. But still, when the stuff was starting to hit the fan, you needed to go what was going to work. And if you weren't going to run the ball, you should have screened the hell out of that ball and got Jimmy in rhythm. He's a rhythm guy.
He was in rhythm for a couple series. And I think, Kyle even said that, like, yeah, he was good and then he was bad. He had some good series, had some bad series, was what Kyle said. And I think that was right. This is probably my biggest. Okay, I want to cut to Jimmy here. This is the thing that I keep taking away from this 49ers offense. Again, once you start seeing this repeat offense, it's bad. And I think this is the issue.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. I thought, especially early on in the first half, just getting those field goals instead of touchdowns, I thought that was a big difference. Just momentum and things like that. We knew it going into this game that we had to score touchdowns and match with these guys, and just we didn't. And I think that with the combination of the turnovers and penalties, that's the result you're going to get.
That's huge. You can't trade 7s for 3s, right? So the 49ers kicked 4 field goals, okay? In that same 4 field goal spans, first, second, third, fourth quarter, the Kansas City Chiefs scored 4 touchdowns. So that's just first through third quarter, right? So
Yeah.
we get 4 field goals and a touchdown. They get 4 touchdowns. And then they turn hot. Then they get really good in the fourth quarter. So, like, you can't trade 7 for 3. You can't trade 7 for 3. And so you keep doing that, and that's where the 49ers were in fine position. You know, they got down to 5. They were down 5 points. I think in the fourth. Yeah, in the fourth.
Yeah,
they were down 5 points.
This was before the Jimmy sack.
Okay, let me ask it a different way. Okay, I want to change the way we're approaching this. Wayne, if before this game I asked you, the 49ers are going to score 23 points, are they going to beat the Chiefs, yes or no? Before this game, they're going to score 23 points.
No.
Are the 49ers going to beat the Chiefs?
No.
No.
Because the Chiefs averages 29 points.
Yeah.
So
we were hoping our number one defense would step up instead.
And that's what happened. And that's why I said that this is on the defense with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. The defense couldn't 3rd and 20, bro. The worst thing in that whole game was the 3rd and 20, bro. Not Jimmy sacking not the safety, not the sack, not the interception. The 3rd and mother sucking 20, bro. I'm saying to myself, he gonna get this first down. I was trying to psych myself so we could make the stop. Over pursues it because he's going in after the pass rush and everybody else is downfield. 3rd and 20 to tired like McKinnon.
I don't like Jerick McKinnon. I don't like him. And I will say this, too, on the defense. There's 2 defenses that played. And I know I'm a Greenlaw guy. When Greenlaw went out of the game and DFF stepped in, everything changed. Everything changed. Now, I'm not saying Greenlaw was amazing or anything like that. He was the 2nd highest rated player from Pro Football Focus. He had a 69.4 grade. The fact that that's the 2nd highest grade is bad. 69 is not a great grade. It's a good number. Nice, but not a nice grade. Having said that, as soon as he went out, Dre Greenlaw played 36 snaps. DFF played 36 snaps. DFF had the lowest grade of any player, offense or defense, with a 29 grade. He was bad. And my thing was, all right, we got Curtis Robinson's called up. Like, put him out there. Like, DFF can't do it. Oren Burks, where's he at? Put him out there. The 49ers defense is good because they have depth and they have a lot of talent. Whenever you're missing 2 of the following, 2 of your stud linebackers, Azeez was out, Dre Greenlaw was out, defense changed completely. You're missing your 2 defensive tackles. Now you're weak through the middle. Shanahan was asked, is Azeez coming back after the bye week? And he says, I don't think so, not right away. So if Dre Greenlaw can't go this week, I'm telling you right now, I will not pick the 49ers to win this game.
The Rams.
Because it's too much unless Armstead comes back. You need Greenlaw or Armstead. You need something. Akeem Spence and DFF, the 2 worst players rated in this game for either team. Akeem Spence in the first half, I was mean to him. I would like to apologize because I think he's doing what he can. There's no way in today's NFL that dude should be getting 20 plus snaps in a game. He's not. He should be a special teamer, emergency player, but that's where the 49ers are defensively.
Correct.
And Josh, oh my gosh, Josh, I would like to spend a couple seconds on this. He asked, what was the game plan against Kelsey? There wasn't one. Because you're down, or you're going into the 2-minute warning, right? The Chiefs have the ball with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Back-to-back plays. We know they're throwing the ball. They're doing hurry up. Back-to-back plays. You had Dre Greenlaw one-on-one with Travis Kelce. And for as much as I love Dre Greenlaw, he is not at his best in pass pro. That's not who he is. That's not what he does. Fred does that, not Dre Greenlaw. So back-to-back plays, you put Dre Greenlaw one-on-one with Travis Kelce. That's the dumbest play. That's the stupidest idea ever at a critical moment. And it burned them both times.
Both times.
And so this is another issue. I know I'm going off on all these rants here. Wade, I apologize.
No, I love it.
I love D'Amico Ryans. I think he's one of the best defensive coordinators and should be a head coach next year. But the faith in the system doesn't take account for playmakers on the opposing side.
Right.
We've seen them make adjustments against the Packers last year in the playoffs where they just said, you know what, we're going to double Devontae Adams no matter what. And it worked. We haven't seen it since. You don't double Cooper Kupp. You don't double Travis Kelce. You let their studs you let Andy Reid scheme you into his advantages repeatedly, and you didn't make adjustments.
There it is.
It's the parents, man. It's the parents.
So, okay. All right. I see where you're going. So you're saying the parents are the coaches.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I'm with you now. So I'm thinking the coaching is the teaching. So how about the head coaching is the teaching and the other coaches are the parents? I think that's kind of where I come down. Because look, at the end of the day, I don't know how many times they got caught out of position, like, just personnel being in the wrong spot. But for the defense guys, y'all got to look at it like this. And I'm optimistic, right? That's who I am. So I'm always looking for the silver lining and the good in everything, right? I can't help it. Look, the defense is bruised, battered, and messed up. Like, it's just not the same defense. And you've seen it. And good. I'm glad we got whipped by the number one scoring offense in the NFL. We gave up 44 points to the number one scoring offense in the NFL. A team that was only giving up 14.8 points a game gave up 44 points to the number. This is good for the 49ers. Why?
That's 3 games worth. That's 3 games worth.
Well, at least good thing we only lost 1 game. And here's why. Because now the 49ers can say this was our absolute worst game on defense. Absolute worst game. Just like Jimmy's absolute worst game, I'm sorry, was in Denver. Never seen him play that bad. So now you got some absolute worst. So you got some rock bottom games, and it can only go up. Look, we're playing the Rams, and I'm not saying we always beat the Rams, but it seems like we always beat the Rams. -1 time. The time that counted. This ain't the time that counts, so I expect us to beat the Rams. You get what I'm saying? Look, if we go into this game and we win this game and we're at 4-4, guys, we can take a breathing break. We can relax. I probably won't even watch football that bye week. I probably take a break from life.
I played Halo yesterday. After I finished everything, I went and played some Halo and picked on some kids. It was wonderful.
I'm officially working on my mop player during the bye week now. I'm gonna get him right. I'm gonna get him to a 98 for sure.
Oh man, I love it.
But that's what we need, and we're gonna get there. We just got to get through this last bump. It's another bump in the road. But here's the good part, John. Look at the schedule after the bye week.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's like Moses opening up the Red Sea. Like, it's all right, guys. You can walk through now. And listen, we still got to execute. We still got to find consistency. We still need the parents to be good. We still need the teachers to be good. They got to work together and be good. And the players still got to execute. Like I said, it still has to go down the same way. But I think the 49ers win this week if things go right, like you said, and then they figure out how to string those wins together because they have a fairly easier schedule toward the end of the season.
I like that. Now, we're going to do a quick ad, but after this ad, we got giveaways galore. We're giving away a jean jacket custom. We're giving away a t-shirt. Go subscribe to Wayne's channel if you haven't already. We'll be right back. You guys know what it is. It is winning season at MyBookie. As always, if you want to enjoy the football games, 49ers, or just NFL, or really any sport in general, you can bet on anything over there. MyBookie.ag. We've been with them for years. Very trusted site. Get your money in, get your money out easily. And on top of that, all season, double deposit bonus. Whenever you first deposit your money, let's say you deposit $250, you get $500 credited to your account if you just use our promo code 49ERS or scan this QR code right to the side of me if you're watching this on YouTube. And again, it just sets you up completely. MyBookie is incredible. Bet with us. We're on Patreon. We share our bets every single week, all season long. So join us, mybookie.ag, promo code 49ers. Bet anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. All right. First giveaway that we got, and I'm super excited. This was a really just kind of organic meetup that we had with at Custom Jean Jax on Instagram, Custom Jean JAX. She creates, shout out to Kelly. She's incredible. She creates these custom jackets, and
That's
every one of
fire.
them's different. She does them all by hand, puts a lot. It's all Levi's too. So staying in the Bay Area, which is awesome. And so she creates those. That's on Instagram. Go check that out. And that jacket's going to go to Christina Robles. Congratulations. I'll reach out to you in the DMs. We'll get you that sent out to you. But go check that out. And if you want to buy, again, you got Christmas coming up. Ooh, I like the sound effect. I love that. If you want to buy one of these, just tell them you're with the 49ers Rush and you get 10% off. Plus 10% of every purchase goes to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. So they're East Coast people. We got a lot of East Coast people around here, Wayne. I love it. Now, Clayton, if we could get that one comment ready, compliments of the birthday boy himself, Juan Solis. We told you, anybody that goes and subscribes to Wayne's channel, we're going to be giving away a shirt on us. Let's throw that comment up there whenever you're ready, Clayton. Congratulations to Faithful and Grateful. I love that tag,
That's
man.
a dope tag, right?
That's awesome. I need you to reach out to me, 49ers Rush Podcast at gmail.com. I'll get your details, size, and all that stuff. We'll get that taken care of. So thank you. I appreciate you being here. Now, a couple other things before we jump out, because I think that this is important too. And I saw Melissa had a comment earlier in the chat talking about we had a lot of players rush back from injury. Jimmy Ward and Charvarius Ward. I want to focus on those two people specifically because they're two of the better players on this roster.
Mm-hmm.
Charvarius Ward has been a top 3 corner in the NFL this year. He's been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Rush back to play against his previous team, shouldn't have. Now, with the backups, Ambry Thomas was in there for a minute, didn't look good. You know, they called up Deontay Johnson just in case. It was bad. Jimmy Ward was targeted 6 times.
6 catches.
Allowed 6 catches. Charvarius Ward targeted 6 times.
6 catches.
6 catches.
But
your studs got to be studs. Now, they are injured and they were rushed back. And so I get that. However, you cannot allow that to take place against such a potent offense like the Chiefs and get away with it.
I don't think injuries was the issue, even though it was an issue. Like, I don't think that was the main thing. I think what Andy Reid did was scheme.
Yep.
He schemed the heck out of. So he made sure Travis Kelce was on those guys. He found a way. Hey, Peachy, he found a way to it was a masterpiece on his end. And then when you got the, if
what's up, Kenneth?
If he's the illustrator and Patrick Mahomes is like the artist that gets the paint and color or whatever, Patrick Mahomes was just. There was a play he threw to Travis Kelce with 649 DB guys there, and Kelce just jumped up and caught it. It's just like no one else wants to try to catch it. But the thing was, and Patrick Mahomes was getting hit going down to the ground, and so it's like an underthrow, and no Niner was there to try to break up the pass. It took 6 people to even just get him down to the ground. Look, I think Andy Reid schemed those guys. He attacked them due to their injury. He knew that they were going to be a little bit weak. But, hey, if I had to pick a person who played worse out of the wards, because the psych ward wasn't there, they were at the psych ward, it looked like Mooney was bad. Like, he just didn't look good.
He didn't look aggressive in run feels.
No.
The jet sweeps, 2 of them to his side, where he was just kind of like catching blockers. It wasn't himself. And so I want to know how he's going to respond, because guess what? You got Cooper Kupp this week. You got Allen Robinson this week. You got Van Jefferson, who's coming back off of their bye week. So they're going to be a little fuller. Now, what is interesting, as we were, live, Mike Williams, who we have after the bye week, just had an ankle sprain and he's going to be out. So the Rams come back. Mike Williams on the other side, he's going to be out. So it's kind of the give and take.
They get Keenan Allen back, and they're trying to get him reworked back in there. And he's a tactician. He's a tactician when it comes to getting open and things like that. But we'll see how that pans. Let's beat the Rams. Let's figure out, like, let Cooper Kupp get his 100 yards, keep him on the end zone, right, and take away their run game, right. And we'll preview that a little bit later on this week. But I'm excited, and I'm looking on the up and up with the Niners. Guys, listen, just tune in to Nitty Gritty Niners Talk tonight at 7. We're gonna let you know how bad they got embarrassed. I can tell you that right now.
Right? Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. That's gonna be a fun one.
I can tell you that right now because they got embarrassed.
I love it. Real quick as we wrap up, Clayton, any more comments or stuff that we missed that we got to get to? I feel good in the fact that we have a game this week. I'm glad our bye week's not this week. I really, really am. I want our bye week next week.
Yeah, it would be a longer. Dang, we got whipped and we got to wait longer. I got you.
Oh, look at Aussie Niner. Boys, leaving Australia in 24 hours. See you at the tailgate party, legends. I freaking love it, man. We got people from China. We got people from Australia. We got people on the East Coast. We got everything. We got everything. I love it. Sean says, thoughts going into FA 3 Tech. Who's FA? Free agent? I don't know who FA is.
I thought he was talking about somebody on the defensive line.
No, the way I'm interpreting this, Sean, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, I think he is saying like thoughts on looking at free agent 3 Tech.
A 3 Tech for a defensive tackle. That's what I said. A defensive lineman.
Sue's out there.
I mean, that's your answer. Who cares what he's gonna cost? Pay the Jed, sign it. You willing to pay? Everybody pay. Get Sue here, and you know what? We can use some bad boy stuff in the locker room.
It wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt. Let's see here. Hey, John, what is happening with Bosa? He looked lost. He did have some bad plays. He had some good plays too. But here's the problem, and this is every single team's offensive formula. They're either going to chip him or double team or triple him, which they did a lot. But because he does that wide 9 and shoots upfield, you just run inside of him, which is where a lot of their help was. Because the defensive tackles were getting washed down, Bosa's shooting up, giant gap through that C gap everywhere, which the linebackers and safeties need to fill. When Greenlaw went out, that left. And so it was Andy Reid out skimming D'Amico over and over and over again. Bosa played fairly well and took advantage of the times he was one-on-one, got that one sack, had several, I think he had 4 solo run stops. So Bosa was still making plays, but when they attribute 2 to 3 players on him every play, somebody else got to win. And those were not taking place at all. Defensive tackle play was about as bad as it could be, though.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad.
Kali says this, how about moving Burford to right tackle? Brunskill can play right guard. I'd take either one of those two. I would be fine with that. I don't know, man. I believe in replacement level over Mike McGlinchey right now until he shows something else. Whether he needs to sit, his attitude, his body language, everything just screams not ready.
I don't know if Burford would be ready to play tackle at this point. Right. He didn't take any reps at tackle, but I'm fine with Brunskill. Keep Burford where he is. Burford is playing guard. And then next year, you might try to transition him into tackle, which would be the year of no more Mike McGlinchey. We got to weather the storm, guys. We'll get through it.
Yep. I like it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us today. Check out Wayne Breezy tonight on Nitty Gritty Niners, 7 p.m. Eastern time, right? So 4 p.m. our time, 4 p.m. If you're in Cali, 7 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to be there for you. That's going to do it for us here. We got a lot of stuff coming up on Patreon. Every single offense, defense, special team snap. Patreon.com/49ers Rush Podcast. Until next time, Wayne, any closing thoughts before we jump out, man?
Stay strong, faithful.
Ooh, he said the thing.